Hey guys, welcome back to the Foolish Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. Been a while since I've done a video, but a new story broke this afternoon. Caleb Love decommitted from Michigan, and this raises a whole bunch of questions. So let's talk about it. I'll give you my foolish opinion. To me, this stinks to high heaven that this is another admissions issue. A lot of schools are wrapping up their programs, their semesters, I should say, and did his transfer, trying to get the credits over, and he's not getting in. I would have to say this does not look like an NIL deal problem. I mean, he agreed to come to Michigan. He no doubt knew what Michigan was offering in NIL money, and he said even 2 weeks ago or so, there was a rumor that he wasn't going to come to Michigan, and he came out real quick and nipped that in the bud and said, no, I'm coming to Michigan. So then only a couple weeks later to decommit. So this just looks again to be another black eye to Michigan. And let's talk about how this looks bad for Michigan. For one, now you have Juwan Howard having two players that he wanted to get that were willing to come to Michigan not come. Papa Conte, there was word that he didn't qualify academically to begin with to any college, that he was going to have to go the JUCO route and, build up his grades that way. We'll see if that happens, if he has to go that way. I've not heard that he officially has gone anywhere else yet. And now, this too, again, Juwan Howard offers this guy, Caleb Love, he decides he's going to come to Michigan. It's a big story. Big, replace Jet Howard, high volume guy, high risk, high reward guy. And now he's not coming. It just screams again that it's admissions. I mean, just think last year, Michigan had Terrence Shannon Jr. apparently going to come from Texas Tech, and he needed to wrap up, I believe it was one summer class, and Michigan admissions would not let him do it. And so he doesn't come to Michigan. He goes to Illinois. He was a player that definitely, I think, would have helped Michigan win one or two more games during the year, and probably gets in the March Madness that way. If you beat one or two ranked teams, Michigan being a bubble team, probably would have got in. So here you have the balance of Michigan. The sports side, which generates all your money, at least a lot of it, don't get me wrong. I know they have a huge donor base that is all academic and gives money to tons of school, School of Education and School of Medicine and all that down there, right? Fine. But you have your education side and you have your athletic side, and they don't seem to match at all. There was hope that Santa Ono coming in would be able to help get this figured out, that he would be able to smooth things out, but again, admissions is admissions, I guess. He doesn't have the power to do much. I mean, I guess he's the president, but I don't know really how much power he has. He can support the school, the athletics, which he apparently is, but again, Michigan loses out on another key player, one player that definitely would help, and there you go. So it's like, unless you're like a one-year player like Houseman from Nebraska who just transferred, or you have to be a grad transfer who is graduated, and now you can come in and just go for your graduate degree, your master's or whatever it might be. They won't accept much of anything else if you're 2 years in or something. It's like, nah, they're not going to take that. Michigan's standards are they're undoing. Their arrogance is killing their sports. And you see that, especially in basketball. I mean, maybe there's a few football players, but they come and go. And when you have an 85-man roster, it's not that big of a deal per se, unless you lose your 4 or 5-star quarterback who's going to come in, right? But that doesn't happen too much. But basketball, you only have 13 scholarships, I believe it is. And it's like, if you lose one guy, you have, now Michigan's got to scramble again. And maybe they knew this was coming down the pipeline. Maybe they were worried about this because Juwan Howard had offered, I believe it was Dennis from Toledo. And, kind of interesting that he would go after another guard. I think Michigan needs more guards. I think guard play is actually the future of college basketball. Just shoot the three, shoot the three, shoot the three. Drive and kick, right? So maybe Michigan knew this was happening, but another black eye for Michigan, another black eye for Howard, where he recruits this guy and he wants to come and now he can't come. I mean, what's Juwan Howard supposed to do? I would like to know legitimately Did Howard know this was going to be a problem? Or did Howard think, well, he'll get his grades in order and they'll be fine? Because you would figure you would kind of, what you might say, research the guy, look at his transcripts a little bit to see, will this work? I would almost think you could, like, send it to, admissions and say, will this be a problem or not? What's it look like? Again, maybe that circles all the way back to where, he wrapped up a semester at North Carolina and maybe he didn't get a grade in a class he needed to get a grade in. So we don't know. All I know is this is another example as a fan of, like, being kicked in the teeth. And it's just so annoying because I was relatively excited about Michigan basketball. Michigan basketball missed obviously, March Madness, the standard of college basketball, right? And, okay, so what were they going to do? And now you saw some moves, and, okay, you can think positively. And now it's just like, oh, here we go again. Michigan basketball can't have good players come in because admissions won't let them in unless they're grad transfers. The only players in basketball that can come in are grad transfers or freshmen. That's it. And so it just becomes another kick to the teeth, kick to the teeth. Michigan just seems to not care to get out of its own way, to help itself out, because you got to hold the academic standards of excellence at Michigan. I mean, you can't let that standard slip one iota. Once it slips, it's an avalanche of, failing grades and slog and terribleness. Makes me think of The Princess Bride when the witch is like, boo, boo, vile, putrescence and all that. If you know Princess Bride, I hope that made sense to you. If you don't know Princess Bride, the movie, then you're like, what is this guy referring to? Sorry. Oh, but man, this is just a kick to the teeth. I was looking forward to seeing Caleb Love play. Ugh. But back to the drawing board. So Michigan's lost 2 scholarship players now. And does that domino affect other players? Do they not want to come to Michigan now because, well, am I going to be able to get in? I don't know. Because I think that guy from Tennessee, he's supposed to be doing the G League tryout this weekend, I think. So if he doesn't get a good grade there, maybe he'll come to Michigan. He didn't get an invite to the Combine or the NBA Combine invite. So that's a good sign. They didn't invite him, so they don't think he's NBA potential. So hopefully he'll come to Michigan. Disappointing. That's all I can say. Disappointing. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you like it, hit that like button. If you really like it, please hit that subscribe. What do you take away from Caleb Love not coming to Michigan? Admissions, another kick to the teeth. What can Juwan Howard do? Don't get me wrong. Juwan Howard takes blame, and rightfully so. But he can't control admissions. He can't control the fact that Michigan won't let players in. So it's interesting how, but in the end, he's the head coach, and when someone gets the blame, he gets it, and that's just a part of the job. Hey guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll try to respond as I'm able to. Thanks again for watching. Until I see you guys next time, as always, go blue.